The moment you see someone living the life you've always wanted, your mind quietly asks a dangerous question. Why them? They have the house you dreamed about, the family you imagined, the career you wish you had, the freedom, the confidence, the life that, from a distance, seemed almost impossible. And without realizing it, your next thought becomes even more dangerous. It could never be me. That belief has buried more dreams than failure ever has. Because the greatest obstacle isn't always a lack of talent. Sometimes it's the quiet assumption that extraordinary lives only happen to extraordinary people. But think about it. Every successful person you admire was once unknown. Every millionaire was once looking at someone else's success. Every athlete once struggled to make the team. Every author stared at a blank page. None of them were born as successful people. They became them. Yet, we look at the finished story and convince ourselves that they were somehow different from the beginning. That's the illusion. We see 10 years of results and compare them to our first steps. Of course, it feels impossible. You don't see the sleepless nights, the failed attempts, the rejection applications, the businesses that didn't work, the lonely mornings. You only see the mountain after it's already been climbed. It's easy to admire the fruit. It's harder to imagine the years spent growing the tree. And that's why comparison can be misleading. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. But here's a question almost nobody asks. Why not you? Seriously, why are you so convinced that the greatness belongs to someone else? Why do you believe someone you've never met was somehow more deserving of the life you dreamed about? Most of the reasons people give aren't facts. They're stories. I'm not smart enough. I'm too late. I wasn't born into the right family. I don't have enough money. Some of those challenges are real. Some people absolutely begin life with more opportunities than others. Ignoring that would be dishonest. Life is not equal. Some roads are steeper. Some people carry heavier burdens before they've even taken their first step. But a difficult beginning is not the same as an impossible ending. History is filled with people who started with almost nothing and still built something extraordinary. Not because life became fair, because they refused to let their starting point become their destination. The truth is, there are things you cannot control. Where you were born, the mistakes your parents made, the opportunities you missed years ago. Wishing those things are different won't change them. But there is another list: the effort you give today, the skills you decide to learn, the habits you build, the risk you're willing to take, the courage to continue after failure. Those things belong to you. And over time, they matter more than most people realize. We often imagine success as one giant leap. It rarely is. It's thousands of ordinary decisions made consistently. Getting up when you don't feel like it, studying when no one is watching, saving money instead of spending it, practicing after everyone else has stopped, choosing discipline over comfort again and again. None of those moments look extraordinary until years later. Then people call it talent. There's another reason we believe it could never be me. We spend too much time watching successful people online, watching influencers, watching entrepreneurs, watching athletes, watching everyone else live. Eventually, admiration quietly becomes passivity. We mistake consuming inspiration for creating progress. Watching someone build their dream will never build yours. There comes to a moment where inspiration has done all it can. After that, only action remains. Now, this doesn't mean everyone else will become rich. Not everyone will become famous. Life doesn't promise identical outcomes. And tying your worth to money or status is another trap entirely. Success looks different for different people. For some, it's building a business. For others, it's raising a loving family. For someone else, it's finally waking up without anxiety controlling their day. The destination changes, the principle doesn't. The life you admire is still built one choice at a time. The people living your dream aren't another species. They wake up tired, they doubt themselves, they make mistakes, they fail. The difference is often much smaller than we imagine. They acted while others only imagined. That's why not me, can become one of the most powerful questions you'll ever ask yourself. Not as a complaint, as a challenge. Why not become healthier? Why not learn that skill? Why not apply for that opportunity? Why not start creating? Why not become the person you've been waiting to meet? Because the truth is, someone is going to build the company. Someone is going to write the book. Someone is going to create the art. Why have you already decided it can't be you? You don't need certainty before you begin. No one has it. You only need enough courage to take one step before you can see the next. The people you admire today were once standing exactly where you are now, looking at someone else's life, wondering if they had what it took. The only difference is that eventually they stop asking why them and start asking why not me. Because sometimes the greatest thing standing between you and the life you dream about isn't a lack of ability, it's a lack of permission. And the beautiful thing about permission is this: you were never supposed to wait for someone else to give it to you. You were always meant to give it to yourself.